All right, now I'm joined with Alex Reed of the Jacksonville Icemen. Alex, obviously clinching that 2 seed this last weekend, you get to play Greenville. I believe the Icemen have the advantage over Greenville during the season, I think 6-4-1. What do you expect from the series?
I think it'll be really tight. I mean, the season series was pretty close as well. The interesting part was the Icemen were 5-1 at Greenville, and Greenville was 4-1 here in Jacksonville. So go figure. But we're happy that we have the home ice advantage. It means so much in the postseason because, like I said, it's the season series. A lot of those games were 1-goal games. I would expect a lot of that to be the case here in this series. It's two very hardworking teams, and it's going to be tight. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be close, I believe.
Yeah, I think playoff hockey is fun in general, but especially when it's like that. So the Icemen finished their season 5-0-1 on that final stretch. So what does that mean for carrying some of this momentum into the postseason too?
I think it's just that, momentum. You always want to play your best hockey going into the playoffs, and I know Nick was challenging the players in the final month that, hey, we really need to ramp up our game and start thinking playoff hockey. Getting that mindset and getting that mode, and I think the guys really responded. And now with guys coming off of injuries, we should get some guys healthy before we start on Friday. We're getting the gang back together here, but they are playing really well heading in, and that's definitely the momentum we need.
Well, and how beneficial is it to actually clinch that 2 seed too, because we get to start at home now, so in front of home fans first 2 games, and obviously if it takes it to that 6-7, you get to come back home. How beneficial is that?
Yeah, that's big time, especially we don't have to start the playoffs traveling somewhere. We've been doing enough of that. Last week we had 4 games in 5 days, so I think that's going to be big for us. Guys can sleep in their own beds, get in their own routine, show up, and force Greenville to have to make the drive over here for the weekend, and then and that'll allow us the opportunity to try to get a jump on the series, and then go back to what we hope will be a lead in the series going to Greenville for the next 3.
Yeah, and obviously when you're playing these games, Alex, you want to win in the 3 periods, but if it does go to overtime, the Icemen are 12-3 in overtime this season. What is Coach Luco and this team able to do in those extra minutes to be able to win those?
Yeah, we had a lot of success at overtime. It's kind of like our bread and butter for a little bit, and I think a lot of that is just, there's a lot of drills that are done in practice that kind of keep things in a little bit more of a tighter space that allow the guys to, really win those battles in the extra sessions and get those scoring chances. So it's a little bit of a different format for playoffs, and in playoffs with overtime it's 5-on-5, whereas the regular season is 3-on-3. So I think that might be a little bit of adjustment for the guys, but there's no doubt in big pressure situations our guys have shown they can handle those moments and find a way to win.
And one of the guys that they're getting back from the AHL, and Travis Howe, that's his name, correct? So how beneficial is that too for the Icemen, because that's a name obviously we talked about a lot before he went back up.
Yeah, so Travis Howe, he's a presence and a force, on the ice, but also just a big guy in the room that's a good voice as well. He's one of the leaders. The guys, love having him around because they know that he's got their back. Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of toughness and grit to his game, which is necessary in the playoffs, because that's the game gets harder, in the playoffs. So having that physical presence, something we were kind of missing, I think, at times when he was gone. But we were happy for him to get the call up and get to the next level. Now we're just happy to have him back with us. So a great boost just from seeing him in the room. The guys are really excited.
And obviously some experience transferring over from last season to this season too. How much does that help?
Yeah, I think a lot of lessons learned. I think the players were really disappointed how things resulted last year. They had higher goals. They lost in the second round to the eventual champion, but there were lessons to be learned in that. We have pretty much a majority of those guys back, so they know, and they don't want to feel. They don't want to be in that spot again. I know that they feel pretty confident that they can try to take that next step. They know it won't be easy. I think the first 2 rounds are going to be really difficult because the South is just so good.
Competitive this year.
It really is. Oh my gosh, it was just so tight all year. It came down to the last day almost. So I think it's something that it was beneficial for those guys to get those that experience in the playoffs, because I think they can carry that over here now and have a little bit better understanding of what to expect.
Yeah, it was funny because we were talking a lot, obviously, throughout the season as I was updating where the Icemen were standing. I was like, they're first in the South, they're second in the South, they're back to first in the South. But a couple more for you, Alex, before I let you go, because obviously one of the things we talked about in the press release is attendance. Icemen led attendance in the ECHL this season. How much does that attest to not only the fans, but how great this organization here is? is in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think our staff works incredibly hard. We have the best staff. I know every team probably says that, but we can actually say that now because we're number one, right? So, but no, they work really hard. They provide a great experience for fans to come out, and it's not even just about the hockey. I mean, it's just about the other stuff.
The whole environment.
Yeah, the whole environment, the music, the mascots, the activities that are going on the ice. It's just great for family, and it's family fun. But and obviously those who are hockey fans are going to enjoy the playoff hockey as well. And the numbers didn't lie there. So I mean, it shows that we're up in average attendance. We were first in overall attendance, and obviously in average attendance, and we just need that for the playoffs as well, because it's just that seventh man mentality. It is, and you can talk to some of our players too. They'll tell you they played in a lot of other places. They say that by far the game experience in Jacksonville is so much better. So they feed off it. They recognize it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Which is exactly what we want to hear. So final one for you. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. But if you could pick one word to describe this team this season, what would it be?
I would say resilient. I think that's a good way to put it. Now I'm saying more words, but no. But I think it's a resilient group. They're committed. It's just they've gotten in jams this year and found ways to win. I mean, there was a stretch where they had to win 6 games in a row by a score of 5-4. You never really want to give up 4 goals, but they won 6 games in a row, 5-4.
Yeah.
But they found a way to do it. And also, there's other situations on the road where they were behind going into the third period. No team had more wins when trailing after 2 periods than the Icemen, which means they found a way to come back. So I think it's a group that doesn't get rattled, and they're always determined. So I'd say resilient. It's a pretty resilient group in there.
I like it, and honestly, a little bit comparable to the Jaguars this season also. So maybe we'll hopefully see that postseason run. But thank you, Alex, so much. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it as always.